Welcome to HowDoWeHuman. It's the podcast where we overanalyze all the weird and uncomfortable micro moments in life, and I'm one of your hosts, Seven Cox.
I'm one of your hosts, Chris Binning.
Today, we're still here. Well, I got to get out of that habit of saying, and today, because we used to have one topic every week, and we're not really doing that anymore. So every week I go, and today, we're still here.
I also, when it's my turn to do the intros, I also have that problem. There's no good
300
way
episodes
to transition out.
Build some habits into you. We'll work on a transition. We'll figure it out. Maybe that's next week. Maybe we spend an entire episode figuring out a good transition.
Oh, I thought you were saying, and next week, since Chris has to do the intro, we'll have it all perfectly figured out.
Perfect.
Oh, thanks.
No, I would never expect that. But what I do expect from you is to have this perfect. Your life.
Oh, good luck.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay. This is something that we may need to investigate further at a later time.
Love that.
But I'm going to bring it here first in case we realize there's not much to really dive into. But
sure.
I was at work, was in the break room. Somebody had ordered from Jack in the Box. They were eating their Jack in the Box meal, and they were like, Jack in the Box might be my favorite fast food place.
I have a problem with this.
Yeah, a crazy take for sure. But
Jack in the Box is good, don't get me wrong, but that's an insane thing to say.
But anyway, he asked me, what is my favorite fast food place? And I said, In-N-Out Burger.
Okay. Fair answer.
He said, I don't know that counts. And so now we have the question of what constitutes a fast food place. Because he asked another coworker, hey, is In-N-Out fast food? And she said no. And then we asked another coworker, is In-N-Out fast food? And he said yes. So now we're tied 2-2, and we don't ever get a tiebreaker in this situation. But they felt like In-N-Out was more its own thing, maybe.
It's not allowed.
Right. And part of what we said was on those of us arguing on behalf of In-N-Out Burger, is like it works the exact same way as any other fast food restaurant. Yeah. You can either order inside at the counter, or you can go through the drive-thru.
Yeah.
And you get your food fast. These are the things that I think constitute fast food. But at the same time, I mean, these places don't have drive-thrus that I'm about to rattle off, and I think a drive-thru is an important component of fast food.
Agreed. I was gonna say I'm trying to think of, is there a place that I wouldn't consider fast food that does have a drive-thru? And I don't know that there is.
The pharmacy. But
consider that fast food. That's fast food.
I'm here for my greasy pills.
Greasy pills. Goes down easy. Remember when pills used to be covered in beef tallow? those were the days.
But like Chipotle, I think Chipotle kind of falls into its own category. Yeah. Subway, Jersey Mike's, like you do get your food fast, but I don't consider that fast food.
No, chain restaurant.
Yeah, I do think that there is something to the like. There is a separate category in between fast food and like a traditional sit down restaurant. There is something in between there, but I do think In-N-Out Burger falls into the fast food category as opposed to that middle section.
I think the only thing you could argue is it's not as fast. Even though it's called In-N-Out, it's like those lines are so long. But the speed with which they get through those lines is fast. It's just that every single time you go to In-N-Out, you're going to be behind 20 people.
But from
it's fast.
time of order to time of receiving food, it's fast. But I do agree that there is definitely like
There's a weight involved.
there's a weight involved, yeah. And especially in California. I feel like most in and out locations outside of California that I've been to are relatively short lines. I think it's just
Oh,
the
interesting.
California locations that are backed up into the street for whatever reason.
Yeah, I always end up at one particular. I don't know what I do know. It's like, especially with fast food, because it is addictive to a certain degree. That you just I get these habits built up, and I don't even think about it. There just is a specific work trip that I make, and it's not me going to LA, and it's like, oh, I'm there, so I do this. Usually, honestly, when I'm in LA, I get Thai food just because there are zero Thai places up here, and I fucking love Thai food. But it's coming back. There's a specific in and out I hit like every time, and I'm never intending to. It's just like I've got a 3-hour drive back or whatever. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that sounds good. I've got like a milkshake and a double, and then I'll feel fat as hell the rest of the drive home. But like that is always like busy road coming right off the freeway. It's like you come right off the freeway and you immediately get in the in and out line, or you've missed it entirely. And then you're
Yeah.
just on that road for a long time. It's fast food though. Don't get it twisted.
You mentioned the word habit. Do you think that the habit is fast food? Because I don't think
not.
the habit has a drive-through.
No. No, I think there's the argument they're making that it's like, yeah, no, there's a different category. It's like, yes, there is. But that's the habit. Maybe a Shake Shack, Five Guys. No one's calling Five Guys fast food.
Right. We did discuss Five Guys in this conversation, and we all agreed or that Five Guys was probably not in the fast food category, or at least not in the same category.
Shake Shack, as it's grown, feels more like fast food, but it's still, I don't know. They don't have a drive-through. That's a lot of it for
do
me.
we think that do we think drive-through is like
it's a
defining characteristic of fast food?
I kind of do. I feel like that's that swell invention, whether by those fellers or Ray Kroc or maybe someone before. I think it was them. I think it was that first McDonald's that initiated that idea of being able to drive through and get something fast. I think that's it. It's inherent in the name. Is fast food even referring at all to how long it takes to make the meal? Or is it just that you don't have to get out of your car? You just drive up to a window, tell them what you want, they give it to you.
Yeah, that could be. I think the only other thing that I could think as far as like an argument for why In-N-Out was not in the same category that they were talking about is, even though In-N-Out's a franchise, it's not like it hasn't gone national. And, like Jack in the Box, I think, is national. McDonald's, Burger
Jack
King,
in the Box
Wendy's, these
not.
are all. Where is
you might be
Jack in the
surprised
Box
restricted?
Jack in the Box what states have banned Jack in the Box from crossing their lines?
Jack in the Box is a West Coast exclusive. I've found out through mentioning to anyone I know who grew up on the East Coast, and they're like, literally, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, it's, like one of the big 5 fast food restaurants. Like, nah, it doesn't exist.
I'm going to look this up because I refuse to believe you.
You simply must. It's the truth. Now, since I knew this fact, it's possible they've expanded a little bit. In-N-Out is also, they've got, I think, 2 in Oregon and 1 in Washington. They're expanding teensy bit.
Yeah, In-N-Out.
No, Jack in the Box is a West Coast thing.
Okay, what state do we are we
test?
Are you where do you want to test this?
Kansas.
Okay, I will real quickly. Oh, these interesting. A bunch of these I just searched New York City out of curiosity for Jack in the Box, and they have several things listed. However, all of them are marked as currently unavailable.
Interesting. Maybe they are expanding.
Yeah, I guess it could be
Expansion places that haven't opened yet.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll look at Kansas real quick.
Well, it looks like they have expanded more than they used to. All I'll say is up until honestly, like my late 20s was probably the last time I had been reminded of that and looked, and it was exclusive to the West Coast. I am seeing vaguely, which is an AI overview, a spot in Tennessee.
Okay. Yeah, it does look like they don't have one in Kansas. I'm on their website right now. Ready? These are states with Jack in the Box locations. Arizona, California, Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Louisiana, Michigan, Missouri, Nevada, New Mexico, North Carolina, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, and Washington. So there are definitely states, Alabama, Arkansas, Alaska, just starting at the top of the alphabet, that don't have Jack in the Box. Delaware does not have a Jack in the Box. Just trying to figure out which states are missing here. Obviously, Kansas, which we've already
knocked that
discussed.
One out of the park.
Yeah.
I will say from the Wikipedia, Jack in the Box Inc. is an American fast food restaurant chain founded in 1951 in San Diego, which is headquartered. The chain has over 2,200 locations, primarily serving the west coast of the United States. So I don't know. I'd be interested to see at what point they expanded. Now the question is anyone else interested to hear that?
You will notice, though, as I read off all those states, that New York did not come up in the official Jack in the Box website list. So maybe those either closed, those currently unavailable ones, or maybe they're going to open. We don't know.
Here's a little bit of heartbreak.
Okay.
For me. I did not realize this, but it explains something. I've always been a massive Del Taco fan, and I feel like they've slipped a little bit recently. This Wikipedia entry says Jack in the Box Incorporated purchased Del Taco in 2021.
Is that when you noticed the dip?
Probably. I feel like it's now at a it's now fallen into a Jack in the Box territory of like, that is a place I like, and I'll get it more than Jack in the Box because they're more prevalent around here, I feel like. But it's not as good as it used to be.
I have looked up a definition of fast food.
This is good.
And it is a noun.
That's good.
It is,
well, it's a noun and a verb, or verb, fast. Adjective
would be
a noun and an adjective.
Anyway, it is food that can be prepared quickly and easily and is sold in restaurants and snack bars as a quick meal or to be taken out. Which complicates things, I feel like, because some of these things that we've talked about still fit that definition but feel wrong in my very bones.
Yeah, listen, the dictionary's gonna have to get ready to go off of vibes, because this is where we're at now.
There should be a vibe dictionary.
Oh, hell yeah. It's a bunch of pictures.
But look, maybe we need to investigate this further. Maybe we need
be something there.
To do something where we go restaurant by restaurant and determine whether or not it's fast food. Do like a fast food tier list. Who knows? There's a lot that we may need to dig into at a later time. But what I need to dig into right now is you and your life. Evan, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. Listen, it is, as we record this, smack dab in the middle of October. Pretty much smack dab. We're recording on the 15th. We're half a day off, but it's almost noon. So
yeah, we are halfway through the day.
This is almost exactly the center of October. And what does that mean? That means I've got a birthday coming
Although
up.
I guess we would need to be recording halfway through tomorrow for the math to fully check out.
Fuck. I guess that's right. Oh, well. Deleted. We're about halfway through October. My birthday's coming up. And also my girlfriend's birthday is coming up. Our birthdays are a week apart. We're special like that. So I'm having to think of, what do I do? Her birthday's less than a week from now. I got to get her something every year. We are kind of at a spot where it's like, you know, we don't always go all out for each other's birthdays. Again, they're also, because they're so close together, it's just like 9 times out of 10, we kind of go like, let's do something together instead of buying each other's stuff. Let's go on a trip or something.
Go to Del Taco.
Go to Del Taco. Something fast. And food. No, we are talking about going camping before that season ends. But we're just in a spot, you know, it's like that's relatively cheap. I'm going to have to buy something good. And where we're at right now, listen, my girlfriend, she's grown to love herself her Nintendo Switch. And what's out now but a Nintendo Switch 2, the very second version of this lovely device that I also enjoy. It's a self-serving gift, but it's an expensive self-serving gift. And I'm like, hey, these are going at like $500 basically if you want it with a game. I think $450 without Mario Kart, which I've heard is not great, and that's sad.
Yeah.
So maybe I buy without. But regardless, so I'm looking around. Prime Deal Days was recently. I'm no Amazon shill, but I like a deal. So I'm looking around there, you know. I'm like, hey, if there's a deal, that's exactly what this is here for. Let me look around, see if they've got any deals on Switch 2s. And I look around, they don't really have deals, but I'm going through, and I had that thought in mind of like, they're promoting, there's I think 2 versions now, 2 bundles. One is the Switch 2 with Mario Kart World, and one is the Switch 2 with this new Pokemon game. I don't think she's interested in the Pokemon game. So I'm like, let me see if I can just, for cheaper, find a Switch 2 on its own, and then maybe buy the new Donkey Kong game, because we would both enjoy that and could play it together. Sounds like a blast. Happy fucking birthday. I'm scrolling down, and what do I spy with my little eye? About $250. A lightly used one. Well, that's like half price.
Right.
Immediate buy. Granted, you know, I look and I'm like, so it's just, okay, it says lightly used. They've got the box. I'm fine with that. Generally, there's some element of like making sure something works.
Right.
Let's do it. This is exciting. I do it. Days go by, like a week goes by, and I'm getting notices that it's shipping. And sometimes I'll get notices in my email that's like, it's shipping, but then I'll check the post office and it's already there. I don't know why. I have a weird post office. I have a P.O. box. Maybe something gets lost in communication there. It's over the weekend that I went to pick up my mail, and I've got one of those little slips. It's like, your package was too big to fit in your P.O. box. We've got it in the back. I'm like, oh, maybe it's that. Let me check. So I check my email. It still just says shipped, but I click through to check the actual like Amazon page from the seller. So like maybe they'd say it's arrived. It does not say that. It still says shipped. It's not gotten here yet. It's supposed to get here this weekend. My not brand new, lightly used Switch, period. I bought, on accident, a second Switch 1. And guess
Yeah.
what? It's non-returnable. I had to confess this to Jocelyn and say, like, all right, I royally fucked up. Now, granted, her Switch is a little broken. If she's playing mobily, like not connected to the TV, the audio doesn't work. She has to use headphones, and then the audio works. So it's like, that's a minor.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I couldn't get you a Switch 2, but I got you another Switch that the audio works on.
Yeah, for $250, now you can listen to audio without headphones.
Such a low price until you realize, like, oh, I'm not even at all buying what I wanted to buy. I'm buying something we literally already have. And the worst part for me is, I've mentioned before, I'm an avid listener of the Get Played podcast, video game podcast. And they specifically mentioned this when they announced the Switch 2. They showed the packaging, and they mentioned on that podcast, like, the one thing, because Nintendo's never done a direct 2 to one of their systems. Right. The Wii and the Wii U was probably the closest, and then like the Nintendo and Super Nintendo. But otherwise, it's new console every time. This is the first time they've ever done same console, number 2, with the PlayStation Special. And they mentioned, like, the box does not look different enough. It just says in big letters, Nintendo Switch, with a very small 2. Otherwise, the box is the same color, same design, same font. It looks the same. And they were like, we're worried, like, the amount of, like, older, like, grandparents that are going to buy their grandkids Switch 1s on accident. And I was thinking, like, God, that probably is going to happen. That sucks.
Yeah, it's all those stupid old people.
To have gone through that whole thought process and found myself in that position and didn't notice a thing wrong with it. I'm like, ooh, half the price. Awesome. It just came out less than a year ago, but it's half the price. What could go wrong? I don't know. We're a 2-Switch household now. It's sad. I'm very sad about it, and can't afford now to really get her anything too exciting, but I'm working on it. I got less than a week. I mean, that always does help. I don't know. It sucks. I failed. That's the moral of the story. Would you be happy with a fixed volume for a birthday present?
You know, I think it's great that you can really put the concept of, like, it's the thought that counts. I think you really going to put that to the test.
Yes. I thought I was doing a great thing for both of us. It's even worse. It's like I was trying to be a little self-serving, and this is what I get.
Yeah, that's karma.
Yeah, technically, if I'm curious, after it's arrived, I might be able to return it then. But also, like, her other one is broken. But I'm like, if we're replacing it, we should replace it with the new console,
right?
With all the new games that we want to play. I don't know. It sucks. But hope that if I didn't finish that sentence, I'm not able to return it now because it's shipped. Maybe after we get it, we are able to return it. And I don't know, just run to Walmart, support some other awful companies.
Yeah. Well, best of luck to you with that.
You.
What, because I've also for a little while been considering purchasing a console, and I don't know if it would be Nintendo or, well, yeah, I'm sure you want me to purchase a lightly used Nintendo Switch, but
yes, $300.
I've heard. Well, I've heard people are starting to get very frustrated with Nintendo and the way that they market and sell games and things now, where things are extra expensive, but you're not getting really any new stuff, or you can't own it. It's all, you can buy this part, but then everything else you need is DLC.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of that's true for most other consoles. I'm not really up on a lot of that information. How has that experience been for you with your Nintendo Switch? Have you also been like, man, games used to be so much easier back in our day?
A little bit. The Switch itself really is like, I mean, Jocelyn bought it herself. She plays it 99.9% of the time. I'll hop on we'll play Mario Odyssey together sometimes. And then I'll play through like Mario Wonder and shit my own time, but very rarely. I'm normally on my PlayStation, which I think, I mean, both still has the option, unless I'm mistaken, and the Switch 2 has changed this, but both have the option to buy physical media still. So you would own it. Gamers are often a lot more concerned about DLC than I am. Sometimes DLC is like a whole nother game. And that's rad, and I will download it, but I understand if they're not going to make a physical release of that. I don't really have a problem with that. I don't know, people like to complain. The Nintendo store is annoying as hell. Everything is. It's basically like, I personally am now thoroughly invested in the world of PlayStation. I have a PS5. PlayStation, it's like if a new game comes out, it's $70 or $69.
Nice.
$69.99, and you're pretty much guaranteed by the end of the year it will go on sale, like for $40 or something like that. Like it's a relatively quick, like it's constant sales. The Nintendo issue is they do not believe in sales. That game will be $70 until the end of time. It doesn't matter how old it is. You buy Mario Odyssey now, it's probably still $70. That game came out like nearly a decade ago. That's probably not true, but close.
Yeah, you are notoriously bad at guessing when things came out or happened. Let's look it up. I'm gonna guess. Well, you might be closer with a decade. I'm gonna say 7 years ago.
You are closer. It came out 2017.
Okay, yeah.
So
8 years ago. Yeah.
Math is good. I mean, honestly, for Super Mario, as a Mario fan, for Super Mario Odyssey alone, I'd say 100% go get a Switch. It rules.
Yeah.
That's the thing. PlayStation, you get so many crossover games. All the Xbox stuff now is on PlayStation. You can play it all. Hooray! Nintendo got that shit on lock. And you can play a lot of PlayStation-ish games on the Switch. It's just a little slower, but man, who doesn't love some Mario and some Donkey Kong? All our old buddies.
Yeah.
That's fun. But if you got a PlayStation, then we could play shit together.
No, that's true. A lot to think about.
There's a lot to think about.
Probably never purchase. But
I know. I think the first time we had this conversation was probably around the time Super Mario Odyssey came out. And I do remember discussing you, like, I think this is when you lived at your old apartment and we would record at your place sometimes and having a conversation, because I think you had those the prints of Mario and Luigi.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you have a Switch? Like, no, I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, because I still had...
Ladies and gentlemen, he's still thinking about it.
I still had the Wii at that time, so I would sometimes still play that.
I love a Wii.
But I sold the Wii and the games right around the time I moved out of that place. So I have been console-less for maybe 4 years now. So starting to get that itch again of like, you know what it is also is it's any excuse to not be on my phone, because I have games on my phone that I'll play, and I'm trying to just wean myself off of as much social media as I can.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've said this for the last 2 years, but like, I'm so close to deleting Facebook.
I'm so close. But that's the other thing about a Switch, is it is inherently also a mobile device.
Yeah.
So as much as you don't strike me as a person that would necessarily want to just sit on your couch and play Nintendo for hours at a time, but you were on a plane, you were on a bus, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
there are just so many little times where it's nice to just go like, oh yeah, this is when I want to play some Mario or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
for sure.
I'm a proponent of it. It's how I spend too much of my time.
I'll think about it.
You do that. I'm
Speaking
not
of
buying
thinking,
you a
though.
Switch.
Oh, how about a Switch
I'd
too?
I'd accidentally buy you a Wii.
Well, speaking of thinking,
Yes.
I'd love for our listeners to think about giving us 5-star reviews anywhere that you can find your podcasts. We've probably, the last review or rating that we got was probably around the time that I sold my Wii. So we're looking for some more stuff.
Over under, was it before or after the release of Super Mario Odyssey? Wait, no, we started the podcast after.
Yeah.
Oh, well, whatever. Who gives a shit?
Who cares? Something that we hope that you care about, though, is our trivia battle, because it's time for another 5 questions. The score, where we last left it, is myself with 31 points and Evan with 26 points. So if I get everything wrong and Evan gets everything right, will be a tie game.
That'd be great. Let's go.
How confident are you feeling in your trivia abilities today?
Not confident enough to do that. And I have not slept much the past 48 hours. So not confident at all.
All right.
A little piece on my CPAP machine broke as I was going to bed last night. It sucked, and I need to wait for a replacement, but I'm tired as hell.
How confident are you in your knowledge of astronomers? Let me see if I can. I don't know why this is so zoomed in on the shared screen.
There we go.
Here we go. What nationality was Copernicus, the astronomer who showed that the Earth rotated around the sun? Was he Italian? Was he Dutch? Was he Polish? Or was he German?
It's not working out for me at all, but I'm still like, I had a first instinct, and I think I am mixing up Copernicus with a different person who I know is this nationality, but okay. I'm just going to stick with that answer because I don't know otherwise.
I'm torn between 2 nationalities. Like I'm very confident, and this is dangerous because that every time I'm this confident that it's not one of the other 2, it definitely is. But
and you need to share with me which one you are positive it's not.
Yeah, I will after we each say our answer. I'll tell you which 2 I'm positive it's not.
Fine.
But now I'm stuck with where else it would be, and I think I'm gonna regret the one I pick.
Great.
But my very poor knowledge of when certain countries were, for lack of a better word, historically relevant is why I'm picking this other one.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say I have my answer. I'm locked in.
All right. I'm going Italian.
Okay, Italian and German were the 2 that I was like, I'm positive it's not this.
All right, let's go.
I'm going Polish.
All right, Dutch was my other answer. Fuck.
Polish was correct. I almost went Dutch.
Awful.
And then obviously changed.
Is there a reason this is another astronomer question?
I
don't like this question at all.
I definitely don't know that I could be any more confident this time around than I than I was last time, and obviously last time I was not particularly confident.
Oh, it worked out. What did American Astronomer...
Take two. Take it from the top.
I need to go to sleep. Stop asking me quiz questions. Let me sleep. What did American astronomer Clyde Tombaugh discover in 1930? Pluto, Halley's Comet, asteroid Ceres, or the Kuiper Belt? I'm not positive how to pronounce those last two.
I think Kuiper Belt is correct, but I'm not familiar with asteroid Ceres.
No. 1930. I have read a book about black holes that had a lot of information about stuff like this. None of it stuck in my head. So that's all I have to say.
Cool. I'm between two answers again, and it's like I know where the astronomer who discovered Pluto was. Like, I know the location of that discovery. I do not know who did it or when they did it. So I don't know if that's gonna factor into my answer.
God, I might be changing my answer now. Fuck. I'm locked in. I am changing my answer.
Okay, I'm locked in as well. I'm gonna say the Kuiper Belt.
I'm gonna say Pluto.
I think you might be right. It was Pluto. You are correct.
That's what I was. So that was the one thing I distinctly remembered was in that book about black holes was Pluto being discovered. And it also thoroughly covered Oppenheimer. And I'm like, well, wait, when was that? Did that chapter come before that chapter? I worked it out. It's fine. Oh, look at this. Relevant.
Which Nintendo arcade game
I know this.
first introduced the character of Mario? Luigi's Mansion, Donkey Kong, Super Mario Bros., or Wrecking Crew? Now, I think I know this as well.
So, this is kind of a trick question, though. And I'm going to pick the answer that I'm pretty sure they're looking for. But there's another answer that might be more right.
I guess I can maybe see what you're saying.
We'll talk afterwards.
But yeah, I'm also then assuming that I'm picking the correct answer because I'm assuming it's what they're looking for.
I'm lonking in Donkey Kong.
I am also locking in Donkey Kong. That was what they were looking for. We are both
Mario
correct.
was not Mario in that game. He was known as Jumpman.
Jumpman, yes.
So technically, Mario was introduced in Super Mario Brothers. Do I get an extra point?
I guess.
You guys just call them something different. Which river runs through it, Mr. Pitt? Oh, I misread that. Which river runs
You also
through Budapest?
didn't read any of the answers.
Which river runs through Budapest? I don't know. The Rhine, the Elbe, the Seine, or the Danube?
I have no idea. I'm locking in my answer.
Budapest. Okay, let me do a little mental map here. My map of that part of the world is sad.
Yeah, hey, me too.
As to the things I'm absolutely 100% sure where they are. Goes through Budapest. Okay. Oh, man. This sucks. All right. I'm gonna... yeah, I got an answer.
Show me Elba.
I'm gonna say the Seine.
Okay. It was the Danube.
Motherfucker.
All right, last question, Evan.
Yeah.
Which famous London department store opened on the 15th of March, 1909? Selfridges, Harrods, Fortnum and Mason, or Liberty?
Now, fast food aside, I think let's get a definition of famous.
I have my answer and I'm locked in.
This fucking guy's been to London multiple times. I've never been. I don't know these fucking stores. They're not famous to me. There's one that I might be familiar with, but I think I'm also just mixing it up with something else. So I'm just going to lock in. Oh,
I was going to say there's only one that I feel like I'm remotely familiar with, so that's the one I'm picking.
Then I'm going to lock in Harrods.
That's what I'm picking as well. It was Selfridges. So we each only get 2 right out of 5. So.
That's the at a certain that's the mandate in a certain department, the home goods department of Best Buy. Selfridges.
What? Selfridges.
There's the home goods section of Best Buy.
Selfridges.
Their mandate. Selfridges. This is
the way you were pronouncing it. I thought you were saying Selfridges, and I was
I'm not going to let you kill my buzz. It was good.
It was Selfridges. No, it was good. I'll give it to you.
Selfridges.
We both tied on that, so the 5-point spread stays the same. Myself with now 33 points, and you with 28 points.
Yeah. I feel good about that. Let me stay water while I catch my brain up with time, thoughts, the universe.
Yeah, and what that Best Buy employee says after they've shown you all the refrigerators.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Buy.
Bye.